Welcome back, everybody, to Young at Heart Adventures. We're still here.
We're still here, and it is spring. I hope it's spring where you are. And so
it's been summer, and now it's
today's a little bit cool,
chilly couple days.
But
here.
Man, it is a beautiful day, and we brought the old rig over here in front of the house, and we want to un-winterize it.
Un-winterize?
De-winterize it.
De-winterize, I think.
Which is it? Un-winterize, de-winterize, springify.
Springify.
So we want to springify this thing. And we're going to flush the antifreeze out of the system and show you guys how we do it. Do we do it the correct way? Probably not. Do we do it the best way?
Probably not.
Probably not. But we've been doing it this way for 7 years, and so far so good, right? So we're going to show you guys what our process is to get the rig ready to go for the first camping trip of the season. So stay tuned, and here we go. Now, some people, when they winterize their rigs, they blow compressed air through all the plumbing to get all the water out of the system, and that's a great way of doing it. The alternative way is to use this potable antifreeze and just run that through your plumbing system so that it won't freeze. And this is specifically designed for RV and marine, and it's for potable plumbing systems. In fact, you can drink this. It's really good over ice. No, don't drink it. That's right. The nice thing is with the pink color, when you flush it, first of all, when you're putting it in, you can see when each faucet runs pink, you know you've got antifreeze through the system. And on the opposite side, when we're flushing it out, we can make sure we have clear water, and then we know it's all flushed out of the system. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be flushing this stuff out of our system so that we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, so first of all, I want to say that this is a Winsport 29M motorhome, a 2018. It's 30 foot long. And what I'm going to be demonstrating today applies to this motorhome, but if you have a different motorhome, if you have a different fifth wheel or a different trailer, the technique is the same. It's just that the location of the water tank, the water heater, you know, the pump is going to be different for every floor plan. So you just have to adapt what I'm saying to your specific floor plan. So on our rig, our freshwater tank is located here in this bin, along with a lot of other junk. You can see it hanging right here. This is the drain valve, so what I want to do now is close it, turn it this way so that it doesn't run out as soon as I put water in. And what I like to do is put water in the fresh tank. We're going to use that to flush the system out. The alternative would be just to hook the water up to the city inlet and just let it flow through that way. But I want to flush out our water pump and everything leading up to the water pump, everything, get rid of this antifreeze. So I'm going to go ahead and put water in our freshwater tank and then use that to flush the system. So I've shut the valve, the drain valve. Go ahead and put our garden hose here and just go ahead and add some water to the water tank. Okay, so we were up to this first row, which is 1/3 full. That should be plenty to flush the lines. Okay, so let's head on inside and see what the next step is. Turn on my power, turn on my light. Okay, the next step is to access our water pump, because when I drew the antifreeze in, I'll show you how I did that, but there's a valve that you can switch it over to draw it up from the antifreeze bottle into the system. And when we're ready to go back to un-winterization, we want to switch it back to the other mode. So let me show you that. In this rig, the water pump is located under this dinette seat, so I just have to take the cushions off here, take off this little base. Okay, so we can see here that this is where it draws the water in from my freshwater tank, and there's a cutoff valve here, so I see that is turned on. One little tip to remember on these valves is in line means in service. So when you see that the handle is in line with the pipe, you know that it's going to allow water to flow. It's in service. Now this valve I installed some time ago to draw in the antifreeze, and this allows me to put this hose down inside the antifreeze bottle, turn this one off, and when the pump runs, it'll draw the antifreeze right out of the bottle and through the system. So that works pretty good. But now to reverse it, I want to make sure that it's not in service. I turn it this way. So now this is cut off. So I'm going to be drawing fresh water through the pump and into the system. Okay, so the next step is I want to turn on the water pump and let it pressurize the system. And then we're going to wait and we're going to make sure there are no leaks. So if somehow there was a problem over the winter, even though we had the antifreeze, we should hear the pump continuing to run in a cycle off and on, off and on. We'll know we have some kind of an issue. As long as it pressurizes and stops running, I think we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the water pump right here. And you can hear it, it just came on for a second. It pressurized the system. And I'm just going to wait a minute and make sure it doesn't run anymore.
5 minutes later.
The next step is I'm going to start running the water cold and then hot on each faucet, starting with the closest one and working my way to the furthest one. So we're going to start with the kitchen sink here. I'm going to just start running some cold water, and you're going to see it's going to come out pink at first. So that's the antifreeze flushing out. And we just run that until we see it turn clear. First one's going to take a minute or so because it's drawing it all through the system, through the plumbing and out here. Now you see that it's running clear. So now I'm going to turn it to the hot water. One thing I want to mention is that when we winterize, we bypass our hot water tank. I'll show you how to unbypass it here in a minute. But you don't want to fill your 6-gallon water tank with all that antifreeze. So you just drain the hot water heater and then you turn the valves to bypass it. So right now, even though when I set it on hot, it's not going to be drawing it through the water heater, but it will still be drawing it through the bypass of the water heater. So we're still going to get a little pink here at first. It's actually looking pretty good on both sides. There, we got a little bit of pink more. And otherwise, it's looking pretty clear. Okay, next we're going to move to the bathroom sink, and I'm going to turn on the cold here, coming out pink. Let that run till it turns clear. And then the hot. Okay, next we move into the shower. We're going to turn on the cold first. Coming out pink. Let that run till it's clear. Hot water till it runs clear. Okay, we don't want to forget the toilet, so we're going to run that pink down until it turns clear. And then the toilet will need to be cleaned to get some of that pink stain out of there, but it cleans up easy. That's nice and clear running there now. Ooh, windy. Don't forget your outside shower. That's one we will also run to let that antifreeze out. So we're going to go ahead and run until the pink stops. And then run the cold till the pink stops. Okay.
Sure.
On this rig, the low point drains are right here in this bay here. You have your cold and your hot. It's going to let the water drip out. This is the lowest point of the rig, and you want to make sure you drain those just for a second in case there's some antifreeze up in this line here to make sure that gets out so it doesn't seep into your. We're just letting that run out. I see it's running clear already, so that's good. And the last one, which is the furthest point, is our outdoor sink. I'm just going to run the pink out of that. That's looking pretty clear. And then the cold. Okay, and the last step is getting the water heater all squared away and ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and open the outside bin. And, when we drained the water heater, we drained it from this plug right here. And so if you don't replace the plug, make sure to remember to replace it. Put a little Teflon tape on there to get that ready to go. This is closed. So it looks like this has already been prepped from last winter to go ahead and fill it up again. So we have to go inside and turn the valves to unbypass the water heater. And the water heater is located under the sink here on this rig. And it sits back in here. Let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, now you can see that there are a couple of different valves here, okay? The hot water, this is the cold water coming in, and it goes into the bottom of the tank and the hot water comes out. But for winter, you see we have it bypassed. Remember, inline equals in service. So this is turned this way, which means the hot water can't come out. The one on the bottom is turned the same way. The cold water can't go in. And instead, this one here is the bypass, which is turned this way so that the cold water would just flow straight through. So in the winter, we want to bypass it like this before we draw in all that antifreeze so that the antifreeze does not go down into the water heater tank. But now that it's time to un-winterize, we want to turn this one like this so that it cannot flow here and bypass your water heater. We want to turn this one on, and we want to turn the lower one on. And as soon as I did that, you can hear the pump running because it's starting to fill the water tank. So the cold water is going into the bottom of the tank. Eventually hot water will come out here, and this, don't forget to turn this bypass one off. Otherwise you're going to have lukewarm water or cold water because it's just going to bypass your whole water heater. So we're just going to let that fill. It's got a 6-gallon tank, so it's going to take a little while to fill that tank. And one other thing to remember is that when the tank is filling, we're going to go ahead and turn on our faucet here because it is full of air right now. And so as the water is filling the tank, it's going to be compressing that air. If you don't open it up and let the air out, it's not going to completely fill. So we're going to leave this open, and when we start seeing water flowing here freely, then we'll know that the tank is full. Okay, now we see that it's just running water without air, so the water tank is full. And the last step I like to do is go ahead and turn that off here. And coming back out to the water heater, what I like to do is open this overflow valve a little bit in case there's any more air in there. And you see it's running water. There's no air coming out, so that looks good. But also just checking around here for leaks, making sure that this is not leaking your drain plug. And if so, you might have to take it out and put some more Teflon tape in and make sure it's tight. And that's it. And so that's all there is to flushing the antifreeze out and getting it ready for the season. There's also some other maintenance items you may be interested in doing this time of year, such as you want to always make sure you check all your tires, make sure they're looking good if they've been sitting, make sure they're properly inflated. You also want to make sure you put some fresh gasoline in your rig if it's a drivable, and just make sure everything is lubricated, like if you have power stairs and doors and everything else that might have gotten dried out over the season. And of course, give it a good bath and you're ready to go. This thing needs a good bath because it's been over there in storage. There's been a lot of pollen this spring, so we're going to be washing it later today, and then we're ready to go. So stay tuned for the next adventure, and we'll see you guys on the road.